What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. We have officially had our 2024 Mustang GT that we are calling Astro on the channel for about a week and a half or so. So I had about 260-ish miles of driving time behind the wheel of this car. And in this video, I kind of want to go through the differences that I'm experiencing from moving from a 2018 Mustang Ecoboost to this new 2024 Mustang GT. And there are plenty of differences here to cover. Today we're only going to go through kind of a handful of the bigger ones that I've seen thus far. So guys, let's jump in the car, go for a little drive, and I think it'll make for a fun video. All right, see you there. All right, guys, setting off in Astro, our brand new 2024 GT. The first thing that I've noticed going from the 18 Ecoboost I had to this GT is the sound. I have to get that one out of the way right now because it is a major difference, but it's probably one that you're like, oh, of course, it's the sound. Of course, you would say the sound, right? But yes, it is much different and it is great. I really did enjoy the exhaust of the Ecoboost. I had the Flowmaster Scavenger Y-pipe. We had the Flowmaster Outlaw axle back on there. And with the blow-off valve, you really got to hear the turbo spool up. You heard that blow-off valve sound as well when you let off the gas. And that was pretty cool. However, I came from turbocharged 4-cylinder cars. I had a GTI before the Ecoboost, which was turbocharged, and I did a bunch of stuff with that car. Then we had the Mustang Ecoboost, and that's how I kind of progressed in terms of going from a smaller, compact turbocharged car into a Mustang, was because I could justify it by going and getting a 4-cylinder turbo. I was familiar with those type of engines, and I still needed a great daily driver, and the Ecoboost fulfilled that for me for sure. But the sound is very subjective in the Ecoboost community, and the V8 isn't nearly as subjective. A lot of people love the way these sound, and man, I see why. They definitely do sound great. It is just something that still to me is like, man, is this my car? I still don't even believe it. But yes, the sound is the first thing. Even with this little bass exhaust here, the non-active setup with the dual tips, it still sounds very good. I mean, again, I'm referencing it coming from an Ecoboost, but there's a lot more left on the table here for this exhaust. So I've been looking at the MBRP setups. Those have been just released. We might be doing something with that. If you guys have any experience with MBRP, put it in the comment section down below. Let me know. Race, street, you know, any, I guess, advice. I'd love to hear it. So put it down in the comments. But that's the first thing, sound. The second thing I'm gonna say I noticed over the last week is the torque. And you might be thinking, Tyler, oh my God, the V8, it's gotta blow that little 2.3 liter Ecoboost engine out of the water in terms of torque, right? Not really, honestly. These 5.0s, I mean, they're rated at what, 480 horsepower, 418 foot-pounds of torque at the crank from the factory, which is pretty good. Ecoboost from the factory is like 315 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque, which is also very good. The thing with the Ecoboost is you literally get that torque like right away. So in the city, on stop and go kind of light to light action there, you are literally getting that torque just slamming you at like 2,000 RPMs, and you can feel it, especially when you're tuned. On E30 in that Ecoboost, man, it was something else as far as the torque is concerned. The downside is it kind of dies off at the top end, so there's that. But in terms of comparing it to the GT here, the GT makes all of its power and torque for the most part in the upper RPM range. So I've noticed, you know, I really haven't pushed this car very much, I'll say that right now. So I've only taken it to like 5,000 RPMs, and I'm trying to leave it from there and not go full throttle until it's broken in a little bit more, because I only have about 300 miles on the car right now. but you can definitely tell that it picks up a ton in the upper RPM range. So from light to light in the city, the Ecoboost might have been a little bit more fun to me in terms of how, maneuverable it was, how quick to pick up it was. However, on the top end, that's where the GT is totally gonna be different than the Ecoboost for sure. So that's a huge difference I've noticed. The other thing I've noticed is the steering. The steering in the S650 has been redesigned compared to the S550, I should say. And it does have a much quicker ratio on the S650 than it did on the S550. So what does that mean? That means that turn-in is going to be a lot quicker, and it definitely feels it. When you're going around turns or you're pulling into doing U-turns or whatever, anytime you have to turn in a bit more, you feel that it is much quicker. If you drove the cars back to back, I'm sure you'd be able to tell a difference. The only thing is that, every car, will have the adjustable steering feel modes, and I think there was more of a difference between each mode on the S550 in my Ecoboost than there is in the S650. The normal one feels normal, it feels nice. Comfort, it does feel super easy to turn. I think easier than the S550, but the sport mode on the S550 on my Ecoboost, it was, I think, firmer than what it is now in this car. And here it leaves you kind of wanting a little bit more firmness, or at least for me personally. Nothing that I won't get used to or nothing, but you do have that turn-in, and that is pretty nice. So with that stuff said, the last thing I really wanted to cover was the interior. The interior is another thing that's a huge difference from the S550, obviously S650, but from my Ecoboost to this one. My Ecoboost was a premium, this is a base. And the biggest thing that I've noticed, and I've had to kind of get used to a little bit, is the infotainment, is the displays that's in this car. The base of the S650 gives these dual displays here. The premium S650 gives you the same displays, just connected with one bit of glass instead of two. But it's a little bit of getting used to, especially for AC controls, things like that, because all of that now is integrated into those displays. But I will tell you, after like 2 days with these displays, guys, I got used to it, and I'm really loving all the features that they put into this platform, into the Sync 4 system. It is fantastic, in my opinion. There's a lot of people out there which hate this setup, and some of the points are valid, guys. I mean, I will agree. It does sometimes look like Ford just like, I have some leftover tablets, let's just super glue them to the dash of the new car, and that should be good enough. I mean, it kind of does. I do wish Ford did a little bit more integration with them within the dash to make them look a little better. But as far as functionality goes, it's amazing. I mean, in my opinion anyway, it's amazing. I love the option to change all the gauges. I mean, all your different driving modes, all the animation is just super cool to me. I like technology, and I really like it in this car. The displays, I like them. A lot of people might disagree, but they are pretty cool once you get used to them. I will say though that the premium in the Ecoboost, or the premium of the S550, not the 401A packages, because the 401A packages in the S550 were great. Their leather that they used was super premium. It was a great. However, the premium in the S550 is normal premium to the base in this car, at least with the 301A package. It's not that big of a jump in terms of like materials. I have noticed that like the material up here is hard plastic versus on the Ecoboost it was softer material. However, the 301A seats in this car feel fantastic. I think they're more comfortable than my premium seats were in the Ecoboost. And the material choices in here are better, in my opinion, again, compared to my 18 Ecoboost. So there's definitely some things that I've noticed over the last week and a half of owning this car, and going from the Ecoboost to this GT. But guys, I am loving every minute I get to drive this car. I will tell you that right now. It's just, I still am driving it. I'm like, whose car is this? Like, when do I got to give it back? I am super excited to bring you more content on this thing. That being said, we got a lot in the works, guys. We're just waiting on the mail system to deliver us some parts for this thing, and we're gonna have some cool videos coming up for you guys in the next week or so. So if you guys are interested in watching this build progress, then consider hitting that subscribe button, guys. I think you're gonna want to stick around for the build on this, and I'd love to have you a part of the Daily Driven family. You guys are the absolute best, and I appreciate the support as always in every video. If you like this video, hit the little like button down there. Really all it does is allow more people to see it. YouTube pushes it out to more people, so I'd really appreciate it if you do that. Only if you like the video. If you don't, you can hit the dislike one too. That's okay. And the last thing, if you've stayed this entire time, is I got new shirts available. You probably can't even see them, but I got new shirts available on the Daily Driven site, on my merch shop, so you guys can check these out. This is the Daily Driven one here. If you guys want to help support the channel in any way, there is some people that reach out to me and ask, how can I help support the channel? This is one way. It's just buying a t-shirt from me, repping the Daily Driven crew here. I'd really appreciate it, and I have recently changed a lot of these t-shirts to a more premium material, and I really do like them. So I have a bunch more on order, and if you guys want to order them, you guys can click the link in the video description. It'll take you right over to the shop. But anyways, guys, that is the video. I hope you guys have a great day, and we will catch you on the next one. Obviously, we're gonna have more fun with this car in the next couple videos, guys. I can't wait. And we gotta get through this braking period because I am running out of patience of flooring this car and really getting after it. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.